Hello, some familiar faces out there and also some people I don't know. So welcome, I'm Sarah. I'm part of the Capital Growth team and there's quite a few of us here today. So if you don't know us already, do come and speak to us afterwards. So Capital Growth is the campaign to support 2012 new community food growing spaces in London by the end of 2012. For those of you that haven't heard that mantra, if you have, apologies, you've probably heard it too many times. But we're run by London Food Link, which is part of Sustain, the Alliance for Better Food and Farming. And also we are supported by the Mayor of London and funded by the Mayor of London and local food. So really, Capital Growth had a vision, and the vision was about seeing food being grown across the city, and the city being London. And really the idea was to show how productive we could be as a city. This shows here some of the boroughs that we're working more intensely with, and how this is really spreading across London, and we hope to have the whole thing green pretty soon. But also to unite people together to really try and create a movement and to demonstrate the scale of what we think was being achieved. So transforming spaces like this, which was at the bottom of a tower block in Bethnal Green in Tower Hamlets, into spaces like this. This was done by a group of community champions and a grant of £500 from Capital Growth. So what we wanted to do was really provide the practical support that spaces need, and to date we have 1,463 spaces, and we've funded about half of those. In addition to that, we've provided lots of other support, so things like helping people to get temporary leases and to start growing on a temporary basis, to things through to our Grow to Sell project, which is helping. Here we've got some beans being sold from a project in Hackney called Cordwainer Gardens. Here we have pickles that we produce as part of our pop-up pickle sessions. And here we have a market stall outside Budgeon. So what we're really showing here is how productive we can be as a city. But the other thing that we wanted to do was really help to overcome some of the barriers to growing food in cities. So things like accessing land, and to date we have about 19 local authorities and 11 housing associations who've all signed up to support the campaign. We also wanted to promote some of the opportunities that exist, and that's why we've been so pleased to work together with the Centre for Skills Development on this report, because we recognise how people within schools, within the housing estates and the projects that we're working with can really benefit from things that were going on. I mean, during the first couple of years of the campaign, it became really apparent that growing spaces were having a really big impact, not just on producing food for the city, but also on individuals and communities. We were getting interest from groups that weren't traditionally involved in this agenda, and groups that were often really marginalised and hard to reach. And we started to hear really powerful anecdotal stories about how people had changed, about journeys in their life, stories of transformation that sort of brought a tear to all of our eyes, including Seb, who's somewhere here. And so when we were approached by City and Guilds to look at this idea of employability, we were really excited, because we wanted to see some of the evidence behind the anecdote that we were seeing as a team, and to look at how growing food could really make a difference, and whether that was different to sort of other horticulture projects that were out there, whether there was this added value to actually producing food. And we also felt that this could be of a really practical learning for a lot of our members. So through our networking events, we often share these stories, and we had a networking event last Thursday where over 60 of our projects, or 60 people from about 40 of our projects were attending to see what they could really be learning from the findings from this report, and how they could be using their projects to help people back to work. So really there's two ends to the learning in this project. And we also wanted to show other professionals about how they could incorporate food growing into their work stream. So that's why we're really pleased that City and Guilds took forward this idea of looking at employability in food growing, and we're just really keen to share the findings with you today and hear about how we can take this forward. Thank you.